Hi, I'm Brandon Gordon. July is here, and if you don't know what happens in Spanish Fork this month, you need to get out of the house more. Of course, we're talking about Spanish Fork's Fiesta Days today, just the biggest celebration in the state. And with me today is Stacy Beck from our City Council, Bronco Hunter, the Assistant Director of the Spanish Fork Parks and Rec, Emily Harryman, the Special Events Supervisor, and this is your baby, right? That's what I thought. Okay. Sitting next to her, filling in for our rodeo manager, is our very own Seth Perrins, who's on our rodeo committee. Welcome, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I hope you're ready.
Yeehaw.
We're ready.
Fiesta Days. For those that maybe just moved here to our great town, what is Fiesta Days?
The biggest party.
The
Like you
biggest
said.
party.
It is.
The party.
The town comes
The
out.
party.
Yeah, the town comes out.
What isn't Fiesta Days? It's
What?
everything.
Yep.
I think it definitely is a time that our community gets together, like becomes one more than any other time in the year.
Yeah.
So if you want to sum up the Fiesta Days, I think you say if you want Spanish Fork to be a small town, the Fiesta Days is one of the pieces that keeps it a small town. And everybody that comes when they're done with the celebration always says, what a great small town feel it was.
Yeah.
I agree.
And this is, I think, one of the ways we keep Spanish Fork growing small.
Had a conversation this morning with a business owner about putting their chairs out secretly. And I'm like, no, you know the rules. And they go, I know the rules, but you can't fault me for wanting to be a part of this so early. And halfway, he's pretty right. You know, tradition and long-standing, right?
Yeah.
I did not encourage breaking the law, let's be clear. However,
Love the
I said,
enthusiasm.
you know when you can put your chairs out on Sunday night and coordinate your chairs for your spot, right?
Yep.
How important it is for people that have sat in that same spot for 100 years, if you're, you know.
Yeah, it's a long-standing family tradition.
If you're somebody's age in this room, we're not going to say who.
I didn't say.
We're not going to say
I was
it.
not going to
We're
go
not gonna
age.
say
I
it.
was gonna, yeah.
But now y'all, our new residents, get to stake their claim too, right?
Yep.
And there's a little bit less room at the park because we did move the craft fair from the west side of Main Street over to the library side, and so that took up some maybe sitting space.
Oh, gotcha.
And last year some people weren't thrilled about that, but it really works out overall for the whole event to have the craft vendors on that
Park
that
side.
east side.
Yeah.
East side.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. Thank you for bringing that up. I think back to, you know, again, what you said earlier about bringing the community together and that it is such a community event. Like, I mean, are you not shocked at how many volunteers just show up?
Yeah, when I first joined this amazing team, I think it was Karen Bradford that estimated 500 to 600 volunteers. I was blown away. And Emily and I just received text today saying, hey, what can I do to help during Fiesta Days?
Yeah.
So again, it goes back to the small town feel. People want to help out, and it's what makes Spanish Fork so great.
Yeah. People come back, right?
Yep.
It's a homecoming as well.
Yeah, for sure.
For very many people that have lived here. I mean, do we have any idea on the numbers of people that attend?
Oh, yeah. No, we've taken pictures and we've tried to count. There are some estimates every year that along the parade route we have 50 to 100,000 people.
No way.
I don't think it's the 100, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's
Yeah.
in the mid, 50,000-ish.
Well, just the rodeo alone, how many seats are there?
Yeah, 8,500 people are in
Okay.
the rodeo. Yeah, every night.
Yeah.
And we have about 30,000 who attend the Pyro Musical,
Yeah.
and that's just in the park, at the sports park.
Which I'm glad you brought that up, Emily, because there are so many events that are free to the public.
Yeah.
A few years ago, we had the liberty of going to DC together, Seth and I, and there's so much stuff to see for free, and I loved that about Washington, DC. I liken that unto Fiesta Days.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to buy a ticket to the rodeo, if you want to ride Bronco's favorite zipper ride at the Carney. You're gonna have to obviously pay for, those things, but think like all of the free events that we have, right?
Yeah.
How cool.
It is
Other
really cool.
places around the country, not so much, right?
Right.
You're gonna pay premium. That Pyro Musical, right?
And we give you 2 fireworks shows. Most cities only do 1 fireworks show at the conclusion of their event. We start with a fireworks show and we end with a fireworks show.
Yeah.
Our fireworks show is lit.
That's a great way to put it. Lit is a term that Councilman Argyle taught me a couple of years back.
It would be.
Yeah, so good point. Before we go too far on this conversation, check your mail for your Fiesta Days magazine. Complete schedule and details about all the events, and it contains info. Most of the sponsors that help make all this possible, please say thanks to those businesses as you see them. If you didn't get a copy, go to City Hall. It's on 40 South Main, and or the Parks and Rec office, which is on the corner of 8th North and Main, and get one, because this baby, has it all. It's got all of our calendars and everything, and we'll be talking about a lot of the stuff that's in here later with our Fiesta Days committee.
Yeah.
So awesome. So Fiesta Days this year, it spans over 2 weeks. This is such a huge organization, right? Let's talk about who and how many are involved in putting this type of celebration together. I mean, and Emily, I probably would start with you as our special events.
So we start off in August each year doing our Fiesta Days meetings, and we have 3 couples, past chair, current chair, and incoming chair, and we meet every month on the 1st of the month, and we talk about everything with Fiesta Days, and then we have several event chairs that work under each executive committee member. We also have members of the public safety, fire, EMS who are on the committee too. And we have, like we said earlier, hundreds of volunteers who also work under them. To give you an idea, for the Children's Day, we probably have 200 volunteers just for the morning of Children's Day.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
So good. And it's like we've been part of, some of these conversations of like, hey, where do these certain people fit? Who's going to announce parades and who's going to do all these things? And our youth city council steps up, and just different people come to mind throughout the community. And there's so many opportunities to be volunteers, and not just these 2 weeks, right? But it's amazing how many. And I love that you point out that the planning starts in August.
Yes, it sure does.
I mean, that there's just a constant flow all year long of just everything that it is about. Anything new that you've added this year that we should know about?
Ooh, a dunk tank. Did you read the email I sent you inviting you to participate in that? If not,
I must
be sure
have
to read
skimmed
that.
over that email. I wonder if new council member Euler and Marshall had an opportunity to look at that email.
So the city council, mayor and city council will be at the dunk tank.
I can imagine the line for this one's going to go back to the street.
So we'll have the dunk tank during Children's Day, like for those 2.5 hours in the morning, but then right after that we have the fire department selling tickets for their duck race. And so it's a fundraiser, so anyone can come and participate in the dunk tank, but just to make sure it's going smoothly, we for sure want to have some solids like the mayor and council.
Sure.
So,
solids.
Yeah,
Okay.
solids.
That's a good way of putting it.
And we brought back some old programs that we hadn't had for a while. So the pancake breakfast, right, is back
Ooh,
this
I'm
year.
excited.
Yeah,
So-
Spanish Fork High School is doing that.
Oh, great. Okay. Yeah.
That will be in the morning before the parade. It will be on the south side of the park by all the picnic tables. And I believe it was $5 a plate. It was pretty affordable.
Awesome.
I remember doing that in high school. I love that it came back. I'm excited.
Yeah.
And it's funny being on the council, the comments you hear, right? They're like, wait, what happened to the fish rodeo? And you have different things that come and go over the years.
Yeah.
But one thing that does stay constant, right, is it's Fiesta Days. And we learned over COVID years, right, like how much you can miss something this special. So this year's theme is somewhere to be proud of, right? How did that come to light?
Well, our committee that Emily was just talking about, we usually start talking about our theme in September, October timeframe, and we just kind of start brainstorming. We really like to let the executive chair make the final decision of what it's going to be after all of our input. And so Mark and Mindy Warner, I think this one was their favorite. And one thing I love about it is this year we opened it up to residents to come up with the design.
Yeah.
And I think this logo is one of my favorite ones. Yeah, that was super fun.
That's cool. Good. And the shirt's the right color, right, Bronco? I mean, if we're being honest, have you seen the years? One year they were green, and I know Councilman Davis was pretty upset about a green shirt. So at least we got somewhat. You're shaking.
We switch it up. Yes, we change it up. We like to be diverse.
Yeah. You unveiled the logo. How many people put in for that contest? Do you recall?
I think it was about 40 logos were submitted. And it was so hard trying to decide on the final one. It was the last 5 of them. It took us forever to decide which one was our favorite. And then this one from Amy, that Amy Creer designed, was just amazing. And it worked out so good.
And it's such a retro feel.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why we all love it, because it takes us back to when we were kids.
Yeah.
She's an 80s girl.
Maybe not Bronco.
Not Bronco.
I wasn't thought of yet, but I'm
I'm
still
just
happy.
thinking for me.
Nice. Nice. Okay. Well, let's talk about some specific events coming up. Okay. Bronco, from Parks and Rec, what's the most popular new events, sign-ups? Give us the rundown.
So one thing we love to do is have fun, right? And we party for a month. And that will start this Saturday with our Heat Seeker pickleball tournament, which it will be the hottest day so far of the year. So it's a very appropriate name. And our men's softball tournament. Next Tuesday will be our kickball tournament. If I remember, you used to play in that. It looks like you haven't played it in a while.
Yeah. The East Bench Warmers, we retired after, we won it. So we kind of did the John L. way.
You never retire from kickball. If you ever feel like you want to be back in grade school and live those days, you can come back and play again. But big tournament, huge tradition in our town.
Awesome.
The next evening we'll have our spike ball tournament, which is somewhat fairly new still to our community. And also our cornhole, which is our latest and greatest. And this year it has doubled in size. We're well over 30 teams that are coming to participate for glory, for cornhole glory.
Well, if you watch it on ESPN, you know that they're guys like me. And if we're being honest, my kids always say if I go out to play a sport, they're like, know your body, know your limits,
body.
Dad. And so cornhole is right inside my limits.
I like it.
Yeah, and then to follow up with that, we have our ATA shoot up at the gun club in here in a couple weeks, and also our 2-man best ball golf tournament.
Yeah, I'm signed up.
And then the week after that is our tennis tournament. So it starts this Saturday and goes the rest of the month. And a ton of fun, ton of great things, ton of great events.
Bronco, it seems like most of the time, by the time people get this magazine in the mail, things are filled up. Are there any openings for anything as of today's date?
That's a great question. It doesn't hurt to reach out to the rec office, and we're still taking registrations for many of our events. So please reach out if you want to get involved. It's all fun. You will hurt the next day. You'll be sore, but it'll be worth it.
Yep.
Yeah, I can imagine that you get out and play some kickball, and people like Brandon and I, we think we're still in the shape that we were a few years ago. We go out and play kickball and run, sprint maybe like we never have. I can imagine that tomorrow we're going to feel it.
I just remember in high school, like every year they would give us a T-shirt of football, and it would say something like, "No blood, no glory," or something like that. I think that know your body is a good one for a lot of those participants.
I think you should put that down as one of the themes to consider for 23.
Just know your limits. Okay, let's not go too crazy.
Yeah, I almost forgot our Speedy Spaniard. I thought, we have a lot of things. So 10K coming up, and there are still plenty of spots to register for a lot of those things. And you are right. You will use muscles in your body that you haven't used ever in years. In fact, I remember Councilman Gordon played in our kickball tournament several years ago, and we went till about 1:30 in the morning.
No way.
And the game was still going, and we were all so tired. We just decided to call it a tie. We split the sandwich and the Gatorade up. We ate it together. We broke bread. We went home.
Enough.
Did you give everybody a participation ribbon?
They did that year because we were so tired after playing. So
It's 1 in the morning, and the winning team gets a 6-foot sandwich from Subway.
yeah, and last time he played, he never came back after
He was
that.
done after.
He was
Well,
done.
I think
That
he
was
should
a
be. He's
good
like, wait a
time
second, I
it was
wanted
a good
the
time
whole
for him to
6
go
foot.
out.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
So looking
awesome.
forward to all these events.
Cool. Thanks, Bronco. Seth, rodeo.
Yeah.
Nightly themes.
Yeah, we're gonna have different themes each night. The first night will be Patriot Night. So if you come, there's a little extra presentation and discussion in celebration of patriots, those that have served our country. So Patriot Night the first night. Then the second night we have our reading challenge, where we celebrate those students as they read so many minutes this year in our elementary schools during the month of April. Friday is Tough Enough to Wear Pink Night. Saturday is our Extreme Bowls event. And then Monday night, of course, is the 24th celebration. So that's the
Nice.
last night.
Nice. And for lack of just to be truthful, another sellout.
Yeah. And I think one of the things to get out of this presentation, that if you're watching it right now, is put on your calendar to go buy your tickets on the 26th of July. And that really is a key for our residents, to go buy their tickets right away afterwards. We put those on sale immediately after the last night, midnight. So this year it'll be midnight on the 26th.
Yeah.
And they're on sale for 365 days. Or until they sell out, right?
Yeah.
And it used to be that you could buy a ticket to the rodeo the week of, but it would sell out. Then it used to be you really want to get your tickets right around the 4th of July. And now, if you don't have your tickets by the 1st of June, you don't have a good seat. You don't have even maybe seats together. And so to our residents, we would just say, make sure you go out and buy them early. They are available, so go get them.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. New event, by the way, did you want to mention?
Yeah, breakaway roping. So in the PRCA, a new event has really taken hold, and we'll feature that in our event this year. Breakaway roping, we have cowgirls that ride out with ropes, and they will rope a steer, and they don't actually, in say calf tie-down roping in that event, they don't stop the steer or anything. They rope it, and they stop, and the steer runs away with the rope around its neck, but there is a time element to it, and they are fast. And so it's a pretty speedy event. Certainly one of those more that get your adrenaline going as you're cheering from cowgirl to cowgirl, almost like you do with barrel racing, right? It's just a very fast event. But that should be fun, and hopefully the crowd enjoys that new event.
Awesome. Very good. Thank you. Emily, popular, new
Okay, so
events?
popular, we already talked about the Pyro Musical, but I do want to add, the Pyro Musical's funded all by sponsors, and this year we had so many wonderful sponsors come forward. We've actually added to the fireworks show, so it's going to be a little bit bigger than what you're used to.
So a double pyro musical. That's even better.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So we're really excited about that. So that's going to be a wonderful event. That's next Saturday. We have the baby contest coming up, the flag retirement ceremony. Community theater will be doing Addams Family this year. And we're trying something special on one night. That is going to be on July 28th. We're going to do a theater for those with sensory sensitivities. So we're going to adjust the volume. So if you have any family members who are sensitive to loud noises, that will be a night to come. We are also offering a special section for those who need American Sign Language interpretation. We will provide that. So we're really excited about doing something new. There's a lot of people in our community who need assistance with things such as that. So that's one of our new things this year. And then we've got the parade coming up. It's going to be on the 25th this year. I know a lot of people are used to it being the 24th, but the 24th is on a Sunday. So it will be on Monday the 25th, and we just ask parents to make sure they help their kids to stay behind the white fog line, and then if their children are in the parade, to just remind them to be extra safe.
Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah. Any events that we need maybe help with, a smaller event, but they're still important, that we need people to know more about and attendance in?
I say attend all the events, because you never know what event you go to and you find that it's a lot of fun. My family personally loves the car show, so you'll see me over there. We've got a few family vehicles that are in the car show. Another small event is the quilt show over at the Pioneer Cabin. A lot of people don't go over there because they have to cross the street and go down a little bit over there by Barry's to go to the quilt show. So that would be one that you would want to go check out. And of course, check out the carnival.
Yeah.
We've got pre-sale carnival wristbands going on sale now. You would just go to our website to buy the tickets for the wristbands. And then we have Buddy Night, the first night of the carnival, where it's buy one and your buddy gets to ride for half off.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Nice.
So let me just say that quilt show is amazing. There is some talented artists that participate in the quilt show, and when I go over there, I am blown away at what these quilters are able to put together And I think everybody should go over there. Walk across the street, grab a soda at Barry's, maybe get some fries or some scones, but enjoy the quilt show because it's amazing, and to celebrate that artistic talent of those quilters.
Yeah.
And then I gotta say one thing about you said this, and I want to highlight what I love to hear is we got so much donation. It wasn't something that we said, well, let's take that money and put it somewhere else. You said, no, let's put it right back into that Pyro musical and make it bigger and better, which I think the public will love because the public loves things that blow up.
Yeah.
Yes. That's awesome. Good job.
Usually that's the case.
And another one I thought of, if you're feeling patriotic, please come to the flag retirement.
Oh, yeah.
What a somber feeling and of appreciation for our country. And I would recommend, if you haven't attended that,
Everybody needs to go. Everybody needs to go to that at least once.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go once, you'll probably go more than once.
Yeah.
And if you've been in the past, come again. Things have changed. We've made the program a little bit shorter. There were some years that we had so many flags that it took a long time to go through it. And we encourage not only scout groups, but families, individuals to come in and retire flags. Anybody from the stands can come down and do that.
Yeah. We encourage everyone to get out and participate in something they haven't in the past or a long time ago. Let's say that. We're encouraging you to do that. Stacy, tell us about our Grand Marshals.
Oh, they're darling. I really didn't know them prior to our committee kind of narrowing it down to Lynn and Joanne Jones. Besides, he was my principal at Spanish Fork Junior High.
So you definitely didn't want to know him.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
What an amazing
So
couple.
yeah, it's such a neat family, and I think when we throw out names, what we look for is how involved have they been? Have they given back to Spanish Fork City, and in what ways? And both of them have given so much to this community. You'll be able to read their write-up in the magazine. They raised their family just a block off Main Street. They've attended Fiesta Days all these years. They both worked in the education system. I think Lynn Jones retired after 38 years, I believe, and then was with our fire crew. And they're just darling. So you'll see them out and about. If you see them, we encourage you to go up and say hello.
Awesome.
We called him back to help with the Station 62 study that we did. He was
on our board.
Part of that focus study that we did, and what a community-oriented couple they are. Great.
Well, and I've been to their house twice to just visit with them and talk to them. And they're the old school type that's come in and sit down. Just invite you to just come in and sit down, and they just welcome you in, and they're darling. I'm excited.
Yeah. They embody the spirit of Fiesta Days.
Yes.
Right?
Definitely.
So, and our 2022 Pioneer Spirit Award recipient?
We narrowed that one down this year to Lane Henderson, owner of J-Mart Printing. And they've just been a staple in our community for eons. Do you guys know how long? Like,
I don't.
Way before my time. Right, a business right here on Main Street. Lane Henderson was involved in the Chamber of Commerce, served as mayor in Salem, and then went on a mission, came back, kept his company going. It just has set up that community spirit. Incredible. And we wanted to honor him.
In addition to just being a business on Main Street, I think they've also helped to preserve some of our heritage, right? In terms of
good point.
Some of the books that they've compiled and different things about Spanish Fork, the Dream Mine, and other things.
Right.
So I think they're really good at. I think they're a great choice for that pioneer spirit because of the heritage that I think they're helping to preserve through what they do.
Awesome. Do you guys remember the storm from last year?
Oh yeah.
Right when Emily was, Seth, you said something about the reading challenge winners. Yeah. That took me back to a really muddy rainstorm last year.
That was awesome.
Yeah. I don't know who, but somebody still marched those reading kids out in the arena.
Yeah, he's not here today, but that happened.
Yeah, that's good. That's good that he's not
The
here.
show must go on. It was the fastest. Let's get out of here. Yeah.
Well, usually when it starts raining, it stops pretty quick. But it did not stop at all. We were in the city park with the vendors and trying to get Spanish Fork's Got Talent up and running. and everything was flooding. We even had some shirts for sale out there in the park. They got soaked. Everybody was just absolutely soaked. But the community rallied around the vendors who had so many damaged goods, and they came the next 2 days and helped support them. And a lot of those vendors will be returning this year, so
Good.
we know they appreciate everybody.
Good. So Fiesta Days as a general for everybody, as you're thinking about what it really means to you. So as a kid, I'm out in the county, Lake Shore, and we would get on our bikes and we would ride up and we would buy Chinese stars from the, the vendors in the
vendor.
park and go throw them at the barn as kids. I mean, those are real moments, right? And it's sort of, we've just ended our Little League season, and if you were fortunate enough to ride in somebody's truck or boat to down the parade route, I mean, those are really what is just special to me, all of that nostalgia. Any other thoughts from any of you on what Fiesta Days really means to you?
It's a big family reunion for our community. We all feel like family here, and it's an opportunity for us to get together.
I've had a chance to be in the parade and watching from the sidelines of the parade and working the parade, so pretty much any angle about the parade. And it is so much fun to hear as it seems as every float or boat or entry goes by, wherever you're sitting, somebody will know somebody that's in there, and there will be some kind of a conversation that's going back and forth between the parade goer and the parade watcher. And I think family reunion is a great way to describe it. And I think there are still a number of family reunions that occur at the Fiesta Days. I think we see it in the rodeo, where we have a lot of large group sales. On that 26th of July, we'll sell to groups of 80 tickets and things like that, where we know they're having some kind of reunion. But I think family reunion is a great word.
Yeah, agreed.
That's exactly what I was going to say too. My in-laws were just a block off Center Street, so we would meet there in the morning, walk over, do the parade, go back for refreshments and lunch and hang out all day, and then go down to the carnival at night. It's just a good day. It's fun to, if you're from here, to walk around and see people from high school that maybe you haven't seen in a long time.
Yeah.
That's actually one of my favorite things about the parade is the different high school reunion floats. 10-year, 20-year, you get up to that 40 and 50, and the numbers may be a little smaller, but I love seeing the different year groups that come down there.
And we have a lot of them this year. I've seen those parade applications come in.
Good.
So
Fun.
Cool.
Well, I can tell you that if you came to my house, you would see a large jar full of money, and you would think, oh, that's got to be Brandon's swear jar. No, that's actually, I start the day after Fiesta Day saving money for Texas lemonades. Okay. In the past, we've had to pull out a second mortgage in order to, fund the amount of Texas lemonades that we drink over the next 2 weeks. But one of our favorites, and this year we'll certainly promise to put a smile on your face this year at Fiesta Days. Thank you, Stacy, Bronco, Emily, Seth. This has been a great conversation, and we're just grateful that you're a part of this. We invite you to enjoy somewhere to be proud of. We'll see you at Fiesta Days.